Hi everyone, it's Neve here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through how I decorated my heat tool using alcohol inks. Now, for those of you who don't know my history, I used to run a business called Pipe Dream Ink, which used to make opals or manufacture opals embossing enamels. So heat guns have been a very important tool for me for the last 15, nearly 18 years. And because we used to teach classes all over the world, we had a bank of heat tools we used to take with us, up to 20 for our classes. Obviously, sometimes we had to use our own in demos and in classes, and mine would always get mixed up in the class kits. So I decided that I needed something to make it stand out from the crowd, and I used alcohol inks to do that. Now I'm just cleaning off the excess alcohol ink that I had from the previous go. This was applied about 10, probably longer, years ago, and you can see it's held up really well. The colours have stayed almost true. The only place it was really worn away was the handle, and obviously with the oils from your hand and the acids in your hand, that wore away. So what I'm using is the alcohol ink blending solution on a felt just to clean over the edge, and then using a wet wipe to wipe away the excess residue. This is a Stamp It heat tool, or emboss it is called. They're as rare as hen's teeth in Australia at the moment. You really can't find them anymore. And while I love the one that had the exposed metal tip, used to work really fast, this is great for demoing with because it was really quiet. It still got quite hot, and because it had the wider opening at the front, you got a lot more heat from it. So that's the reason why I've still got that in my desk to today. Now what I'm doing is putting some alcohol inks onto a felt. I'm using raspberry, citrus, sunshine yellow and mermaid, and just splodging them on any order. The great thing about using alcohol inks is when you put them onto your surface, they blend with each other and they bleed into each other and they move each other around. So you get this sort of random effect, which you just cannot control. Well, you can up to a point, but I like the fact that just by turning my tool around, I can sort of get the different effects, and you can sort of see the mottled effects that are happening on the tool at the moment. Now, the reason I chose those colours is going through my journal at the moment, I've noticed I'm using a lot of bright colours together, and I wanted something to sort of echo that that's at my desk. Having the coloured heat tool as well, just for me, works really well because I can just put my hand straight on it. It catches my eye every time, so it stays visible to me, which I find really, really helpful. Now, just a word of caution here. This is a heat tool. It produces heat. You're using alcohol inks. It's worked really well for me. It lasted 10 years, but you know, just be aware, heat and alcohol inks probably aren't the best combination. So please make sure that your heat tool is completely cool. Please make sure it's unplugged. Please make sure you probably don't use it for the next 10 or so hours. Maybe do it before you go to bed at night and use it the next morning, just to make sure that everything's safe and sound and you're protecting yourself. It also gives the alcohol inks a chance to cure. Now, in reality, the alcohol in the alcohol inks probably actually evaporates almost immediately from going down onto the surface, but just, you know, better be safe than sorry. Now, the reason the alcohol inks are so brilliant is they go on non-porous surfaces and stay put. So they're great for going over the tops of plastics and so on. I like the fact that you've got something that you can colour the tools within your craft room. So I was looking at my Mink machine last night, and it's lucky that didn't get covered as well while I had all the gear out. So I think a lot of the tools in my craft room are going to be multicoloured in the near future. So it's just a little quick fun thing to do to get yourself warmed up, to cheer you up when you walk into your craft room. I know I certainly really like seeing my heat tool sitting there on the desk all coloured up. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel below.